So today, we're going to dive into the psychology of some of the most unique minds out there. We're talking about what makes them tick, what makes them so brilliant, and what makes their whole experience of the world just so different.
Have you ever met someone, or hey, maybe this is you, who just seems to get things faster, who notices details that everyone else misses, and whose mind just never seems to shut off? Well, that's not just a personality quirk. It's actually a specific psychological profile.
And look, we're not just talking about a high IQ score here. When we talk about giftedness, we're talking about a fundamentally different way of experiencing the world, where both the brain and the emotions are just operating on a whole other level. So let's explore the 6 key signs that really define this unique psychology.
Okay, first up, sign number 1. This is all about the very wiring of the brain. This statement right here, it really gets to the heart of it. A gifted brain isn't just faster. It actually works on a deeper, more multi-dimensional level. And here's where we see the classic two-sided coin. The gift is this incredible ability to make these creative connections that other people just miss entirely. You might mention a new project at work and bam, their mind instantly connects it to a historical event, a scientific theory, and a piece of art. But the weight of that gift is that one single thought can spiral into 10 others, turning something simple into this massive web of complexity.
Now, this complex way of thinking doesn't just happen with the intellect. Sign number 2 shows us it's deeply, deeply connected to emotion.
Yeah, it turns out that gifted minds often come with gifted emotions. This means everything from happiness and sadness to anger is often felt with a much greater intensity than what's typical. A beautiful piece of music isn't just, nice to listen to. It can be a totally transcendent, physically moving experience for them.
The gift here is profound. This emotional depth leads to a really deep, genuine empathy and understanding of other people. But the weight of that is that life can feel incredibly overwhelming and sometimes intensely lonely because of it.
All right, number 3. This one speaks to an inner drive that is just impossible to ignore.
Gifted individuals have this profound, almost relentless curiosity. They just can't stand shallow, surface-level explanations. There's this constant driving need to understand the fundamental why behind absolutely everything.
So this is pretty much their mental process, right? They see something, they immediately question what's on the surface, they dig deeper for that why, and they just don't stop until they've uncovered the hidden meaning. It's how they learn, and it's how they grow.
On the inside, this drive is the engine for innovation and growth, but on the outside, that constant questioning can get misinterpreted. To other people, it can come across as being rebellious, difficult, or just unnecessarily complicated.
And this drive for understanding often leads right into our 4th sign, a really powerful and often difficult internal struggle.
This one is so powerful. Gifted people often push themselves to impossible standards because they can see their own potential so clearly, and that gap between that potential and their current reality can feel immense.
On one hand, this perfectionism can absolutely drive incredible success. But the flip side is heavy. It can lead to burnout, exhaustion, and a really punishing cycle of self-criticism when those impossible standards aren't met. All that internal pressure, well, it often spills over into the social world, which brings us right to the 5th sign. So many gifted people feel this one deeply. It's not that they don't want to fit in. It's that they often literally think on a different wavelength than the people around them, which can make connecting a real challenge.
So while other people might be totally content with small talk, they're craving depth and meaning. The gift is that they seek out these truly profound connections, but the weight is the struggle to engage when a conversation just doesn't go deep enough.
And all of this culminates in our 6th and final sign, the constant, relentless nature of the gifted mind itself.
This is so key. A gifted person can't just easily switch their brain off. It is always running, analyzing, processing, planning, imagining, even when they wish it would just be quiet for a moment. I mean, the upside is incredible. It's like an endless fountain of new ideas and creativity. But the weight of that is that it can be just mentally exhausting. Even when they're supposed to be relaxing on a beach, their mind might be designing a new city or deconstructing a philosophical argument. So to recap real quick, we've got brains that are wired differently, leading to these super intense emotions, a constant questioning of everything, a real battle with perfectionism, a feeling of being misunderstood, and a mind that simply never stops. Ultimately, being gifted isn't just about grades or talent.
It's really about how you feel, how you think, and how deeply you perceive the world. And, as we've seen, it's both a remarkable gift and a pretty significant weight to carry.
Which leads us to a final personal question. If these signs felt familiar to you, if this journey felt like your own, what might that say about the unique and powerful way that your own mind works?